This is breaking news from 7 Eyewitness News.
Bottom of the hour, we continue to follow that breaking news in Niagara County. Drone video shows just how massive the fire was in Lockport as 26 fire companies responded here trying to get flames and smoke under control. This video sent to us by Corey Martin. Look at all that smoke and the flames that are just raging through this plant. This is what neighbors saw on the ground as they were being evacuated from the area last night. This exclusive video was sent to us from the fire line by Stephen Wallace. I also want to show you this. Our 7 Eyewitness News photographer was at the scene last night taking pictures of firefighters pumping water out of the Erie Canal to try and help get this fire under control. You can see them right at the edge of the canal there, pumping it into their engines and then dousing the fire with it. But still this morning, the fire is contained but not under control, and firefighters got to this fire about 7 o'clock last night. They quickly realized they were outmanned and they needed some serious help. They are using a lot of water to fight this one.
It's going to be a very, very large number as far as how many gallons of water have been floated. I don't know if we'll ever get a true count, but a lot of water.
There is a lot of water again being used in this. They're going as far as Orleans County to try and get some water because the Lockport water system is so seriously taxed. Our team coverage this morning starts with 7 Eyewitness News' Hannah Bueller, who's right at the scene. Hannah, what can you tell us about what's happening out there?
Well, Ed, the firefighters are also taxed as well. I want you to just take a look at that thick cloud of smoke, and I've just been watching fire officials emerge from that cloud one by one. It seems to be the most relaxed that we've seen them since I got on scene last night when this fire started around 7 o'clock. We have received incredible viewer photos of the thick black smoke at this High Tread International. This fire is still burning. It is contained but not under control. It has been burning for more than 11 and a half hours now. The fire company says it appears to have started in some type of a storage building. It's been extremely difficult to fight. At its peak, it had more than 200 firefighters working to contain it. You mentioned the water supply issue that has been happening here. The Lockport water system is absolutely taxed. They have been pumping from the Erie Canal. No word on exactly how many gallons of water has been used, but we talked to the fire chief earlier about that same issue.
It most certainly would. Our water department has taken steps to alleviate any problems that may happen with the water system, especially as people get up and get ready to go to work this morning. So we are taxing the water system here in the city to the maximum.
He's talking about the water supply and the pressure rather that could be degraded for some of these folks when they are able to come back to their homes. But there have been hundreds of people evacuated from 9 neighboring streets here who have Tweelon Nugent, and we see the smoke and we almost kind of feel how difficult it is to breathe here. So understandable why these people were evacuated.
Yeah, we're lucky right now a little bit because there is that breeze coming through that's bringing in some fresh air and kind of moving it. But if it stays stagnant, that is going to be an issue for the people that are coming home here. And again, that smoke is why many of these people were evacuated last night. Of course, they were also worried about that fire spreading, but again, it is contained. But again, all of these residents here pushed out by Lockport Fire just for their safety. Now, the Lockport Fire Chief did say he wanted to make it a mandatory evacuation. It was not mandatory, but very highly suggested, and we see many people took advantage or listened to that advice and are not here this morning. Just a couple people I did speak to are still in the area. They say they were going to wait until the flames were at their door before they left their homes. Understandably so. It is hard for people to kind of want to leave their belongings and everything they have.
Wife and children are evacuated, and our family pets, our dogs, they just left a few minutes ago. I'm trying to get out a few valuables. It looks like it's spreading this way.
You see him there, just the look on his face. He was standing on his porch just watching those flames and that billowing smoke roll by. But again, those residents evacuated this morning, but they will be told to come back by Lockport Fire when the DEC comes here and kind of assesses this scene and see if the smoke is an issue. Again, that water pressure is something to watch out for when those residents come back. But there are resources if you don't have a place to stay and you are watching this morning. The Salvation Army, the Red Cross, a middle school, there are options for you, and we do have all those details on our website at WKBW.com. Live in Lockport, Tweelon Nugent, 7 Eyewitness News.
Tweelon, Hannah Bueller live for us in the fire zone. We appreciate your efforts this morning. I also want to just let the folks know, if you're waking up this morning and you were evacuated last night wondering when you can go back home, the fire chief tells us smoke conditions in the area will dictate just that. When neighbors are allowed back home will be when the smoke clears. Still this morning there was a lot of smoke holding over the area. The fire chief also said there was no damage done to any homes overnight, but they were waiting for daylight to make sure of that. So we'll stay on top of that angle for you throughout the day as well. The Salvation Army and the Red Cross, as Tweelon mentioned, are also available, setting up shelters for any of those folks who are evacuated. Our photojournalist Dave Thompson was there.
Emergency relief groups are setting up evacuation zones like the one behind me for tonight. But one woman I spoke with is worried about what she's going to be going home to after the fire is out.
You start panicking. You can feel the heart going, and you start freaking out. It's very frightening. My grandfather built the house, so it's hard. You don't want to leave.
Kim also shared with us how other residents who lived near the fire reacted when it started to spread.
People were screaming really loud. And then I heard, there was houses that are maybe not there anymore. So, scary.
Anyone displaced by the fire is encouraged to go to one of 2 fire shelters at the Lockport Salvation Army or the North Park Middle School.
In Lockport, Dave Thompson, 7 Eyewitness News.
Well, this smoke was seen for miles and miles. The fire still burning, not controlled, though, this morning in Lockport. The smoke could be seen in Williamsville, Clarence, Cheektowaga, and even here in downtown Buffalo with our Skywatch 7 camera. Andy Parker is outside with that part of the story. Andy, what can you...
Yeah, we were able to see that on Skywatch last night, and now we wanted to get another look at it. Let's take you out there up top of the One Seneca Tower. The view a bit murky in and out of some of these clouds, but all the haze restricting the view up there now. But suffice to say, there is definitely some thick air in western New York. 74 degrees is the current temperature, but when you factor in the humidity, folks, it feels very Caribbean-like, is I think the way Ed described it just a few minutes ago. Look off to the west. Minneapolis getting beat up by some heavy rain this morning, and as we zero in, we can find a few cells developing, and those are now moving across the shoreline there, moving across the 90. They will intersect with our southern tier later this morning and drop some rain again this afternoon. Jamestown, you took about a 4-inch hit of rain yesterday. Look at the numbers out there. We're in the 70s. Even in Bradford this morning, you're at 70. Wellsville, 72. It's not going to take much to put us right back to where we were yesterday. Expect the upper 80s. And if you're going to be on a boat today, some thunderstorms in the area as we move into the afternoon. Not necessarily right over Lake Erie, but both north and south of Buffalo. The water temperature is 77. The breezes will be light today. If you're locked in the backyard, it'll be even hotter, close to 90 there, really cooking up a storm. And we're going to find thunderstorms from Niagara Falls over to Lockport. Then we'll jump south of the city, anywhere from the deeper south towns right into the southern tier during the heat of the day. And folks, it is going to be a humid one. If you thought yesterday was sticky, we have another replay of that coming our way today. Out here on the weather outside, as I look up, there is some blue, but you got to kind of peer through the haze to find it. I'm going to take you through the day hour by hour. We'll show you where those storms are going to hit and when. And I know everybody has weekend plans. Who doesn't? This one may have some rain involved on Saturday and on Sunday. I'll talk about that with the 7-day. Back indoors in just a few.
We'll check in with you then, Andy. Thank you. It's 6:38 on your Thursday morning. Let's talk traffic flow, and let's head back up to Lockport, because when we hear those high temperatures, we know those firefighters are going to be working extra hard today. What can we expect, though, when it comes to traffic with all those tankers and fire engines in the area?
I know. Hannah was saying everyone bringing resources in, and not only that, but everyone
everyone drinking plenty of fluids today. Sure. Not only those that are going to be out working, but those out playing as well. Now, talking about where we're going to have some issues, let's take a look at that wider shot. So if you're out on your early morning drive, it's down across the southern tier where we have some pockets of low visibility, especially through Jamestown. Now, let's head up to the north towns and getting into Niagara County. Now, for Lockport, where we're going to have these concerns through the day today is going to be on that southwestern side of the city. Now, it's going to be just west of the canal. These are the roads or streets that have been evacuated, and because of the smoke that we have in the air, they don't really want residents going back in until that's a little bit more cleared up. So it's anywhere from West Avenue, Stevens Street, and then South New York Street and Ohio Street. That's where our crews are right now. But everyone that's along South Bristol and then Windsor, Sunnyside, and then also Bacon to West, which is 31 as well. All of these streets are impacted, and especially Stevens, where we have some of those closures as well. That's something that we'll keep an eye on for you as we go throughout the day today. There are going to be some other construction areas that will be an issue for the day today. I'll bring those to you coming up in just about 15 minutes.
We'll check in with you then, Autumn. Thank you. 6:40 on your Thursday. We're learning more about a homicide investigation in Lackawanna. We've got an update on this deadly home invasion coming up next. And a remarkable story. A missing man found after 11 days, alone, with no food and no water. You'll never believe where he was found. Plus, neighbors of this fire in Lockport are sharing their views of the massive fire. 6:41, you're watching 7 Eyewitness News at 6.
The 7 First Alert Chevy Mobile Weather Lab is everywhere. Western New York's only live high-tech weather system making its way to your community. Powered by ChevyDealers.com.
And welcome to Airport Plaza Jewelers, the showroom on Union. We are your anniversary diamond jewelry store. We feature GIA certified diamonds. Take a look at our spectacular offering of diamond anniversary rings, anniversary earrings, anniversary necklaces, and our exclusive diamond anniversary bracelets. The showroom on Union offers 12 months, same as cash financing. Did you hear that, folks? 12 months interest-free, or get approved without credit. $40 down and take it home today. Just take the 33 Expressway east to the Union Road exit and Airport Plaza Jewelers, the showroom on Union.
Why are you crying?
Life's injustice got you down.
Oh, don't do the cry thing with me.
Hot Bench is here to lay down the law.
How dare you come to my court with some nonsense like that?
Wham!
Just keeps getting better and better.
Hot Bench. Get that warm and fuzzy feeling.
Never seen such a happy defendant. I meditate a lot.
Hot Bench, weekdays at 4 on Channel 7.
You paid too much for those glasses.
Who?
You. Designer frames? Well, so are these. And these. And these. And they all cost less than those.
How?
America's Best. Where 2 pairs of designer glasses and a free eye exam start at $69.95. Get ready to
Turn some heads.
save money.
That's good too.
The designer sales event is not just a better deal, it's America's Best. Hurry, sale ends soon.
WKBW and Live Nation present the 2016 concert series at Darien Lake. Make sure to catch Brad Paisley with Tyler Farr August 19th. And don't miss Buffalo's own Goo Goo Dolls with Collective Soul August 20th. As always, buy tickets at livenation.com.
Are you ready to make it happen?
I love to browse, get ideas, and make it happen.
Yeah, you're gonna save big.
At Raymore and Flanagan.
You're gonna save so big.
Save $400 on this trendy sofa. Save $230 on this 5-piece dining room. Queen Serta mattress sets start at $399. Lifestyle adjustable bases start at $599. No interest for 60 months at Raymore and Flanagan.
There's nothing like a great sale.
2 names say it all.
On tonight's list, 1, rattlesnake in a can. Check out the weirdest canned food you can buy. 2, cool new museums that want you to touch the art. And 3, home health hacks to treat your pain. On tonight's list.
Tonight at 7 on 7 ABC.
Watch the Business Beat Report on 7 Eyewitness News at 5:30 p.m. Sponsored by Serafini Companies.
Good morning, I'm Hannah Buehler, live in Lockport, following the latest developments on a fire that broke out 11.5 hours ago at the High Tread International. It is a tire recycling plant. I want to show you what we're seeing right now. We're just seeing plumes of smoke and fire officials just coming out. They seem to be at this point dissipating in their efforts to put this fire out, but it is still burning. It is contained but not under control. Smoke was a major concern. That is why residents, hundreds of residents, have had to leave their homes last night, and they will not be able to come back until the smoke dissipates. That according to Lockport Fire. This fire required more than 200 firefighters to battle this blaze. They tapped into the city's water supply, water from Niagara and Orleans County, as well as the Erie Canal. Firefighters say they are taxed, they are tired, but they are still focused on putting this fire out. Luckily, thankfully, no one was injured fighting this blaze, and fire officials do not believe any homes have been damaged. It was just contained to this one plant, the High Tread International. They recycle old tires and make them into sort of dust. They said that was the biggest problem in fighting the fire, was the product inside that plant. At this point, there is no cause to this fire. The investigation, of course, will come once the fire is out. We'll be here live all morning for you. We're live in Lockport tonight. Hannah Buehler, 7 Eyewitness News.
Hannah, thank you very much. Hannah was here covering the start of the fire for us as well on 7 Eyewitness News at 11 last night. We appreciate you joining us here again this morning. Important to point out this morning that the DEC is also expected to be on scene this morning, as is the Niagara County Department of Health, making sure there are no health concerns for the folks who are living within this area. But I do want to show you some of the pictures as we slide over through the live shot and show you what some of you are sending us this morning. This one is coming in from Ricky, and take a look at the plume of smoke that stretches across the sky. This is coming in from an industrial park in Lockport. We'll flip over and show you this one coming in from Jamie Matheson. You can see the flames right over the tree line and the smoke that just filled the sky. It looks like nighttime, folks, but this was 7 o'clock at night. You can see the breaks in the smoke here and see just how light it actually was. And the reason it looked so dark was because of all of this smoke. And again, finally, from Danielle this morning, you can see the flames just as they're sitting there watching exactly what's happening here. Flames on the other side of these trucks, and you can see it on the tree line. These flames and the smoke could be seen for so many miles from Lockport, including Cheektowaga, Williamsville, Amherst, and Clarence as well. And there were also smoke plumes caught on our Skywatch 7 camera. Finally, this morning, you can see all of the water that's being donated to all of the folks who are still helping fight this fire. This one coming in from Jennifer this morning. Our 7 Eyewitness News reporter Tweelan Nugent just sent out a picture on Twitter showing a guy wheeling in cases full of water for those first responders. Western New Yorkers are stepping up to the challenge to help these folks who are helping us this morning. 6:46 on your Thursday. We're also learning some more information about the death of a Lackawanna man. We told you about this yesterday. Police now tell us 23-year-old Robert Wheeler was stabbed more than 20 times inside his own home. Christian Gilly is accused of breaking into Wheeler's home on Johnson Street Tuesday and attacking him. According to a close family friend, Wheeler was able to fight off the attacker long enough to make it downstairs and tell his mother just who did it.
He's always taking care of his sisters, and he loved his 4-year-old nephew to pieces. He was the center of his world.
Wheeler's 4-year-old nephew was also in the same room but was asleep and was not hurt in the attack. Gilly is due back in court tomorrow. A North Tonawanda man is recovering this morning from an 11-day ordeal stuck in the woods without food or water. 65-year-old John Tylock was found yesterday in a wooded area right near Alice and Nash Road. He was covered in bug bites and extremely dehydrated. Police tell us he went for a walk back on July 29th but never came home. His wife says he's recovering this morning at Millard Fillmore Suburban Hospital. The Buffalo Bills will start the season without their 2 top picks. Coming up next in the morning sprint, we'll tell you when you can expect to see these potential stars on the field again. And we'll take you back live to Lockport, where smoke is filling the air and first responders are still trying to get this massive fire under control. Your morning sprint is coming up next. Everything you need to know before you go. It's 6:48. You're watching 7 Eyewitness News.
There's nothing like riding a bike, and Bert's Bikes and Fitness has been giving generations of Western New Yorkers the joy of that simple pleasure for over 40 years.
I got my bike at Bert's.
The experts at Bert's will make sure you get the bike that's just right for you, whether you're a casual or serious cyclist.
We got our bikes at Bert's.
Stores in Orchard Park, Tonawanda, Williamsville, and Henrietta.
I got my bike at Bert's.
You'll find the bike you're looking for at Bert's. You might even find 3 Bert's and a Brian.
After my motorcycle accident, Salino and Barnes got me $1.5 million, 12 times more than insurance offered.
They got me over $600,000, 9 times more than insurance offered.
I'm Steve Barnes. Is your accident case worth more than the insurance company says? Call us. You might be surprised.
I called. They got me $450,000.
What's your case really worth?
Call now and find out.
Call 888-8888.
It's Bonton's Signature Sale this Wednesday through Saturday. You'll find so many ways to save with up to 50% off store-wide. Extra savings coupons available online and over 130 bonus buys. Like 60% off ladies' sportswear. Ladies' bras, buy one, get one for $10. 60% off kids' activewear and playwear. And 50% off Keurig K-Cup packs. Wednesday through Saturday. Shop in-store or online. Bonton, your store, your style.
Across New York State, from Long Island to Buffalo, from Rochester to the Hudson Valley, from Albany to Utica. Creative business incentives, infrastructure investment, university partnerships, and the lowest taxes in decades are creating a stronger economy and the right environment in New York State for business to thrive. Let us help grow your companies tomorrow, today, at business.ny.gov.
Come see us. This event is going to be huge.
If you're in the market for a new vehicle this summer, this blockbuster is a must-see at Fusillo Hyundai on Grand Island. Hey folks, Tom Park, this is the only 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe for $169 a month. Only $169 a month. The all-new 2017 Santa Fe with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. See more huge savings online and then come see us. This is huge.
Good morning, everybody. 6:50 as we start things out, get you going, ready for the weekend. I know it's Thursday, but we're looking ahead as well. Very murky skies out there, 74 degrees. Here's your 7-day forecast. As we look at it, man, I'm telling you, there's going to be some warm overnights. If you think that it was humid last night, we have another one just like it. Tomorrow, just like today, which is just like yesterday. Going into the weekend, we've got some rain coming on Saturday. That looks to be the wetter of the two. And then we start to lose the humidity, and we'll shake the showers out, sitting at around 83 early next week. But I know we've got some stuff to get through today. Where is it going to rain? It's not a rain out today. It is in Minneapolis. You can see, boy, that is some water there. See these little returns right there? We're going to take a look at them for you. Where are they headed? Who's going to get wet? Jamestown, you're going to get tagged again today, probably a little this morning and then again this afternoon along I-86. It's also very muggy all the way down to the Pennsylvania line. 70s clear across the entire area. The only 60s to be found over on the Canadian side, and you're going to get some rain over there as well. 87, the Bisons are at it again today. They'll be swinging the bats they did last night. It's a quick turnaround. They'll be hydrating. If you want to take it in, it's going to be a gorgeous summer afternoon. And a summer evening, lowest of the low. This is the official forecast for the Canal Concert Series. We haven't failed them yet, and it looks like while there may be some storms in the area, I think we're going to get another dry evening. Now, dry meaning it's not going to rain, but boy, there's going to be some sweaty bodies in that concert as temperatures are in the 80s all the way until 11 o'clock at night. So where and when are these storms going to come through? Well, we mentioned Jamestown, Panama, Sherman. These are areas yesterday that were inundated with rain in 2 shots. One in the morning, which you saw here, and then in the evening as Aaron was in, we had another flash flood warning because we had almost 4 inches of rain total from those 2 shots. Salamanca, Carrollton, even into Wellsville as these storms ride by. The heat of the day from about noon until 5 or 6, that's the time that we'll really be watching this. And I mean, the same areas that got hit yesterday could get hit again. There's a lesser chance in Niagara Falls. In Niagara County, I think it's going to be a better chance on the Canadian side, but we'll be watching the sky for some of those billowing cumulus clouds, conspicuously dry. Hamburg, Buffalo, Orchard Park, some of the closer closer ring suburbs. As we head through the overnight and into tomorrow, Friday, not such a big deal in the morning, but here comes the activity again as it blows up in the afternoon. And then by the time we get to the evening, I think more widespread stuff comes in, setting up what is going to be kind of a wet and very humid Saturday for us. Sunday, trending a little drier for the north towns, but still some showers for the southern tier.
6:53, let's get you out the door at the morning sprint. This morning, a massive plant fire in Lockport is contained but still going. Families living nearby are still evacuated, and firefighters have had a really long night. We asked the fire chief if any homes had been damaged because of this fire.
Not that we have seen or heard about. Once we have daylight, we'll make another assessment.
7 Eyewitness News reporter Hannah Bueller has been on the scene of this fire since the start at 11 last night.
We have learned that fire at the High Tread International Tire Recycling Plant is contained but not under control. Fire officials expect this fire to continue burning throughout the day. It's been burning almost 12 hours now. Smoke was a major concern here, and there were more than 200 firefighters needed to battle this blaze. They tapped into the city's water supply from Niagara and Orleans County, as well as the Erie Canal. Firefighters are taxed, they are tired, but say they will continue to fight this fire to its conclusion, and then the investigation continues. Want to bring in my colleague Tweelon Nugent. Residents are still evacuated in this portion of Lockport.
About 9 streets evacuated near this facility. Those residents not being allowed back into their homes right now because of all this smoke. That is the biggest concern here. Those residents evacuated last night by Lockport Fire. He said the chief wanted to make that evacuation mandatory. It was not mandatory, but many of these people left for fear of safety of their families and their pets. Those people do have resources. The Salvation Army, the Red Cross, they are all offering services this morning, but many of them have chosen to stay with family or friends. But of course, we will keep you updated as to when all of these residents will be allowed back into their homes.
That said, the Salvation Army and the Red Cross were ready for those evacuees. Most people, though, were able to find friends and family to stay with overnight. 50 cots you see here were available at the Salvation Army on Cottage and Walnut Street, about a mile away from the fire. The major there says they were ready for up to 100 people.
Easily we can accommodate in our cafeteria 100 people at the same time, easily. But the cots and mats in the gym, obviously accommodating them with the proper spaces and all that, 50 of them.
Along with that shelter, the Red Cross and Salvation Army also opened up North Park Junior High School for evacuees, but few people came through.
As we look at Lockport this morning, the area affected is that southwestern side, going anywhere from west, which is 31, to Stevens Street, over to Prospect and Ohio Street. As we take a look at a few other things that are going to slow you down today, Worley Drive is going to be shut down beginning in around 5 minutes. This is from Union Road to Cayuga. That is going to have some moderate delays on your travel today.
6:56, we're working to get some more information from the NTSB about a plane crash right near the thruway in Hamburg. 3 people were in this plane when it crashed last night just after takeoff. This was on Heltz Road. No one here was hurt. No charges will be filed against the driver involved in a hit-and-run crash in Cheektowaga that left a 27-year-old man dead. Investigators say he was lying in a bar parking lot when he was run over by a car. Cheektowaga police say there was not enough evidence for the district attorney to bring charges against that driver. The principal of a local junior high school has been arrested. Police tell us James Snyder of North Park Junior High in Lockport is charged with child endangerment. Officers there would not give us the details of why he's being charged. We're still working to learn more about this case. We're learning more about the death of a Lackawanna man. We told you about this story yesterday. Police now tell us 23-year-old Robert Wheeler was stabbed more than 20 times inside his own home. Christian Gilly is now charged with second-degree murder. He's due back in court tomorrow. This morning, a North Tonawanda man is recovering after an 11-day ordeal in the woods. He was without food and without water. 65-year-old John Tylock was found yesterday in a wooded area right near Nash Road. He was covered in bug bites and extremely dehydrated. His wife says he's recovering at Millard Fillmore Suburban Hospital. The Buffalo Bills will be out without their 2 top draft picks for most of the first half of the season. Second-round pick Reggie Ragland will have surgery on a torn ACL. He's he's likely out for the season. First-round draft pick Shaq Lawson likely will not return from his injury until week 6 or perhaps even later. We need to check back in with Hannah Bueller. We're learning some more information about this Lockport fire. I've just been told from several sources that crews are switching in and out to relieve the crews that are at the scene of the fire right now, and that rubber that's burning through this factory right now is rekindling. Hannah Bueller joins us now live from the scene. Hannah, what can you tell us about what's happening out there?
Yeah, and Ed, that's exactly right. This fire has been burning for almost 12 hours now. I want to step out of the way and show you some of the crews. They are just popping out amidst some of the smoke. The smoke is a lot better than it was last night. Of course, fire officials expect this fire to continue burning throughout the day, but it is contained, not under control yet. Smoke was a major concern for many of the residents here in this vicinity. Several streets, 9 streets, were evacuated throughout this entire ordeal. These residents have not been able to go home yet and will not until the smoke is under control. We're learning more about this throughout the day. Keep with us on WKBW.com and all of our social media platforms.
Hannah Bueller for us live in Lockport this morning. We'll continue to stay on top of this story for you throughout the day. Make sure you're staying with us on our WKBW app. We're back tomorrow morning at 4:30 with more news and weather in about 25 minutes. Have a great day.